Published 1030 Est, the 20th of November 2017. Updated 1319 Est, the 20th of November 2017. Blue Planet 2 viewers have accused the BBC of being a bit naughty over a claim in last night's programme that a newborn whale may have been killed by plastic. A tear-jerking segment of the hit nature programme aired by more than 10 million people detailed the demise of a pilot whale's calf in the Atlantic Ocean. Sir David Attenborough told viewers how it was possible the whale had poisoned her calf through her own milk, contaminated by plastic and industrial chemicals. A tear-jerking segment of the BBC's hit nature programme Blue Planet aired by more than 10 million people detailed the demise of a pilot whale's calf in the Atlantic Ocean, but the 91-year-old presenter gave no evidence that the death of the specific calf was linked to plastic, leading some viewers to claim it was mere speculation. Malcolm Hudson, Associate Professor in Environmental Sciences at Southampton University, was among the viewers who questioned the programme last night. The ecologist tweeted, "I love Blue Planet 2, but that scene linking the dead baby whale to plastic pollution seemed questionable. Marine plastic is a massive problem, make the case with evidence, not hype." BBC Earth. Malcolm Hudson, Associate Professor in Environmental Sciences at Southampton University, questioned the show last night, then told Mail Online today that the scene was misleading and fake news, saying, "For a start, I absolutely love Blue Planet. I love the BBC wildlife stuff. My first reaction was that I didn't really want to say anything because this is a really important issue and it's really very good that they're getting emotional images, powerful messages out there that will get people thinking about plastic waste in seas and putting pressure on policymakers to make changes." My environmentalist was saying great, but the scientist in me was saying no, this is wrong. I thought it was a terrific bit of filming. We cut between plastic waste in the ocean and a turtle caught up in it, and we went back and forth between those images and the whales. But there was never any evidence offered to us between the death of the baby whale and the pollution from the plastic waste. There's no link between cause and effect here, and I think it's great that the BBC are trying to raise awareness about this, and I think it's vital that we address this issue urgently. But this is misleading, it's fake news. We need to look after our oceans, we need to look after this precious resource. But we can't campaign for it in this sort of way, it would actually discredit the campaign to do something about it. Dr. Hudson has worked on research grants worth more than £3.5 million, including 2 from DEFRA and Natural England, advises local government on biodiversity issues, and is an expert on marine pollutants as well as recovery from marine pollution. Fellow viewer Simon Bolton added, "How did the researchers know for sure that plastic killed that baby whale? They are just guessing, making a story to use the footage. I'm not saying plastic is not a problem though, just poor storytelling." Another, Sam James, said, "I thought it was a bit naughty to insinuate that baby whale died of plastic poisoning, when clearly they had no idea why it had died. Before you get too cross at me, I'm not doubting plastic is bad for sea life." Sir David had introduced viewers to a pod of short-finned pilot whales, saying they live together in what are perhaps the most closely knit of families in the whole ocean. Sir David Attenborough told viewers how it was possible the whale had poisoned her calf through her own milk, contaminated by plastic and industrial chemicals. Today in the Atlantic waters off Europe, as elsewhere, they have to share the ocean with plastic. A mother is holding her newborn young. It's dead. She is reluctant to let it go, and has been carrying it around for many days. In top predators like these, industrial chemicals can build up to lethal levels, and plastic could be part of the problem. As plastic breaks down, it combines with these other pollutants which are consumed by vast numbers of other marine creatures. It's possible her calf may have been poisoned by her own contaminated milk. He added, pilot whales have big brains, they can certainly experience emotions. Judging from the behavior of the adults, the loss of the infant has affected the entire family. Sir David then continued with a message about how plastics were threatening marine life, saying unless the flow of plastics and industrial pollution into the world's oceans is reduced, marine life will be poisoned by them for many centuries to come. Sir David gave no evidence that the death of the specific calf was linked to plastic, leading some viewers, including environmental scientist Malcolm Hudson, to criticize the claim that creatures that live in the Big Blue are perhaps more remote than any animals on the planet, but not remote enough, it seems, to escape the effects of what we are doing to their world. The whale had been carrying her newborn around for several days and was reluctant to let go after developing an emotional attachment to her baby. Viewers of the show also took to social media to express their dismay at the death of the newborn pilot whale, with others urging people to ditch plastic to help save the planet and other animals. Liv Crumblehome said never wanna buy a plastic bag again after Blue Planet. Martini Martianus added whale dragging around her dead baby. Heartbreaking. Dr. Paul Jepson, an expert at the Zoological Society of London and advisor to Blue Planet 2, told The Times, "We know chemical pollutants can cause the death of a calf." Other viewers said researchers were guessing the link between plastic and the whale's death, and ingesting plastic may increase the accumulation of pollutants in the whales themselves. Sir David also told viewers a tale about how a container carrying bath toys, including rubber ducks, tipped into the ocean near Alaska in 1992, and how one of the ducks which fell into the sea washed up on the shores of Scotland 15 years later. The story resonated with viewers, with some amazed at how the toy managed to travel hundreds of miles across the ocean. Anne-Marie Blake said it took 15 years for a yellow rubber duck to make it to Scotland. This program never ceases to amaze, and Josephine Birch tweeted, "The rubber duck story on Blue Planet 2 is quite possibly my favorite thing ever." Blue Planet 2, on at 8 p.m. on BBC One yesterday, scored 10.8 million viewers, second yesterday by only 14,000 viewers to Strictly Come Dancing. A BBC spokesman said the pilot whale sequence does not state plastics killed the baby whale, rather it says chemical contamination is the most likely cause, but that microplastics may have played a role. The Blue Planet 2 team was advised by the scientific community across the series, including a number of world experts on chemical and plastic pollution. The facts presented in the research indicate the dead calf could have been poisoned from its mother's milk due to chemical pollution, and new research shows that plastics could be part of the problem. It's well documented that industrial pollutants accumulate on microplastics, and that microplastics are consumed by a wide variety of sea creatures. The latest research is investigating the degree to which plastic could be contributing to the already high levels of chemical pollution in marine life. The documentary team were advised about the whale's dead calf by Dr. Paul Jepson, who is European veterinary specialist in wildlife population health based at the Institute of Zoology, Zoological Society London. He said the plastic and toxic chemicals are capable of killing young whales. "We already know that some chemical pollutants can cause the death of a newborn calf," he said. One new theory is that small amounts of plastic may increase the accumulation of pollutants in the whales themselves. He added the camera team were unable to perform an autopsy on the calf, but studies show the UK's orca population has failed to breed successfully for 25 years, which correlates with that period's high levels of contaminants. A pod of short-finned pilot whales. They live together in what are perhaps the most closely knit of families in the whole ocean. Today, in the Atlantic waters off Europe, as elsewhere, they have to share the ocean with plastic. A mother is holding her newborn young. It's dead. She is reluctant to let it go, and has been carrying it around for many days. In top predators like these, industrial chemicals can build up to lethal levels, and plastic could be part of the problem. As plastic breaks down, it combines with these other pollutants which are consumed by vast numbers of other marine creatures. It's possible her calf may have been poisoned by her own contaminated milk. Pilot whales have big brains, they can certainly experience emotions. Judging by the behavior of the adults, the loss has affected the entire family. Unless the flow of plastics and industrial pollution into the world's oceans is reduced, marine life will be poisoned by them for many centuries to come. The creatures that live in the Big Blue are perhaps more remote than any animals on the planet, but not remote enough, it seems, to escape the effects of what we are doing to their world.